All right, tonight's vision. I love the title of this. What have you got?
It's probably common. I'm sure it is across most of the AFL sides. But when you have an oversupply issue, which Fremantle had last week, so you do all this work to get your entries, but you can't convert. And to be honest, Fremantle are pretty good this year. Before this round, they were 7th at scoring efficiency. So the entries turning into scores. Collingwood are 3rd, and they were 3rd last year as well. So we had this issue at Hawthorn when I was there 10, 15 years ago, and a bit at West Coast. And you've got to plan it and you've got to strategise it. So we got together and asked each line, we've got an issue, good supply, it's a good problem to have. What can we do to be more efficient? So the backs, they come up with always stay dangerous, get around the arc, be available in offence. The mids was, engage the opposition that floods back into defence. So try and hook them in, and if they don't pick you up, let's lower our eyes and hit them. The ruck to re-engage and be a presence and at least bring it to ground. And the forwards have got the hardest role, Horse, I suppose. I mean, the smalls, you see it a lot. And Freo did this very well over the years. They block for the talls and provide opportunities for those to lead. And the last one is the talls. Like, sometimes it's lead to create space for others. Sometimes it's slide. They just got to work together to be all on the same page. And you'll see some vision in a minute where Collingwood is just dialed right in. They're all on the same page. And Freo, for this particular night, because I think traditionally they've been okay, we're a bit off in terms of their system. And it's not something you train every week, Horse. And I'll get your opinion, because you were number 1 last year. Sydney went at 40-something% at efficiency inside 50. But if you neglect it, it'll bob up just when you least expect it. And on the weekend, you're playing Collingwood and you have 63 inside 50s. It's something they would have reviewed and gone back to some things that they would have trained. So, when you guys were number 1, anything that jumped off the page for you and how you trained it?
A bit similar to what you were saying, Simmo, all those types of things, including making sure that everyone's on the one page. I mean, that's really important, understanding you have a plan and everyone understands what that plan is. Identify and practice the different scenarios. Is it slow play, fast play? Is it a repeat situation? Identify and practice those situations all the time. And probably the biggest thing was to have your best players playing. I know it's a simple thing, but Errol Goulden's delivery inside 50 is elite. And when things aren't perfect, he's able to make stuff up and let it happen. But there's no question that practicing it and having everyone on the one page is the 2 biggest points.
Hunting territories.
So we call it hunting territories. We'll go through some vision now, and you'll see there's a few ways to go about it. And this first clip is about Collingwood and their ability to understand, okay, this is a repeat entry situation for them in this particular play. And this didn't happen a lot on the night. They were pretty efficient. But now's the activation point where can we go around? And if we can, the first receiver of the ball probably needs to go quick, because the open side's available. So if you take too much time, the defence will slide around. So you see Collingwood, you get a centralised kick and straight away they activate. Doesn't work out perfectly, but the way they play in the system, they're all aware of the situation, and eventually they get a mark inside 50. It's not groundbreaking, is it? But they're all on the same page. If we go to switch, we go quick. If you look at Fremantle, and on the night, there was opportunities to use different avenues to enter 50, and a lot of them were in-out plays. So great, fantastic, but from there, you probably need to activate. Either give a handball received and go, or look to the open side pretty quickly. You can't just hang around. So we will train this throughout pre-season and throughout weeks of dominance where, okay, we've got the corridor, we've got to go. And they don't, on this particular occasion, they go back skinny and they don't get any reward for their effort. So, and Horse is going to go through, okay, we can't go around, we need to go direct, and there's some pretty good clips there, Horse.
Yeah, so the first one's with Fremantle. When you get the ball in that situation, it's trying to maximise those entries, obviously, that you're getting field dominance. You're trying to look first, look early, look late. You can see Caleb Sarong here just bob up to be able to go around to go to the open side on your entry. That's the first one you'd like to be able to kick to if you can. Now we're going into a forward line that's on the skinny side where all the numbers are, where the 2 rucks are as well. There's one block from a small forward from Fremantle, which is good. Do the talls block as much as what other teams do, or particularly Collingwood do? But they had it quite there, not quite there. Now we look at Collingwood and how they're able to do it, and seeing how everyone's on the same page. You can just look at all the Collingwood players saying, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. And Collingwood don't care that the opposition know where you're kicking it to. They're very predictable. They'll kick it out in space. Everyone sets up. along the lines of that. They know that Hoskin Elliott comes in and blocks for the tall. Collingwood are probably the best team in the competition at doing that. Once again, it gives yourself the opportunity. It's a great goal. And what I love to see is the perimeter Collingwood players celebrating that. They understand that getting that set play right is a team aspect and a team celebration. And that's what really counts when you're trying to convert inside 50.
Hunting territories. Yeah, so they'll train it this week, Freo. They'll be better.
62 inside 50s to 34.
It just doesn't happen very often.
They shouldn't lose that, should you?
No, you shouldn't. And that, but it
happened a lot.
Right.
So Sydney they had 16 more than Essendon.
I saw that.
And Port Adelaide had 21 more than Adelaide. Why is it
not something
happening?
you train every week that you're going to dominate midfield and
is there a
supply.
predictability about the way that we're going to run out of time on this, how teams go forward? I spoke last night about why don't you kick the space when you're giving up 20 intercept marks?
All different types of entries. If it's just repeat in, out, in, and you've got density to deal with, then that's a different mode than a back half transition or a clearance. So, unfortunately, there's so many things to train. The minute you neglect something, it bites you on the bum. And I've got no doubt Freo will train this better this week and they'll be better for it.
Terrific. Great to have you both with us. John, thank you. I hope you come back next week.
He's off the...
Maybe not, I'll just...
He's got another gig tonight. He'll be in leather pants next week.
Simmo, good to see you.
The chaps on.